I could say that the deeper I got into the entire journey, the more benefits that I could see. I feel like I'm a wick of candle in an ocean of disturbances. So no matter what I go through in it, I know that at the end of the day, I'll always stay grounded, that I'll always come back to my base. There was more openness, there was more kindness, there was less judgment in meeting different people, and there was less judgment in general. And honestly, like I've started to get an idea of what it feels like to live in a elevated really, really like working out. So I thought maybe meditation would somewhere affect it negatively because you tend to think you become more calm and composed, and exercising, I thought at least back then, was more about aggression and force. To my surprise, I realized that I was just as efficient and way more energetic than I ever was before. I'm just grateful for it. Thank you.
I started using this manifestation tool like a plaything. But there was one thing that I was really focused on manifesting, and that was clearing that competitive exam. But maybe I didn't surrender enough, or there could be other reasons. After this 2 years, I didn't clear that exam. So at that moment, I ran to Chandra sir and explained all those things that happened. And sir didn't force me to meditate, but he said to try to meditate. But he asked me more to use affirmations and be in that gratitude state. And I think these suggestions work like miracles. A week after I met sir, there was an amazing opportunity that came by from Nyaya, the organization I work with. But the thing was, it required a minimum 3 years of experience as a practicing advocate. I hardly had less than a year of experience. So, regardless of this limiting belief, I applied for it, and of course, it was open for all advocates throughout the state of Karnataka, and there were only 6 positions, and I manifested that opportunity, that fellowship. I got it. I was the youngest. Despite my experience, they highly recommended my name and they were really happy. So I think there were people with 40, 28 years of experience, and I'm working with them. So it's such a privilege. So this is been like a remarkable manifestation experience.
I lost fears. I had people pleasing attitude, then inferiority complex, and I gained a lot of confidence. One day, the most important thing I got to know is purpose of my life. One day, I was meditating under the pyramid in harmony with music and Chandra sir's guidance. I got to know purpose of my life, which I was looking for since long time. During Akhanda meditation, it was a 3 hour session, and during that session, I got insights of my future. Where should I do my masters? And I got the name of university, so I applied to that university, and I got admit from that university too, and which was quite impossible because I applied it on last day. Previously, I had so many limiting beliefs in me, but now whenever I get any negative thought or limiting belief, I just replace it with one empowering belief. So I'm so grateful to Chandra sir. You have really changed my life.
Meditation doesn't change the world, but I just gave it a try and I was consistent in my efforts. I realized that it doesn't change the world, but it has changed me and it changed my perception. The time has reduced for me. Earlier, I used to, weep on and cry on situations, but now it doesn't take so much time for me to come out of situations. I'm like, when something happens unfavorable, I take it really easy, like, okay, fine. And then secondly, whenever I'm deviating from my path, I'm getting the consciousness like this is not right, it is not what you meant for, and you're on the wrong way. I'm getting that awareness. I like this experience and I like being like this. It's more happy for me. I'm very peaceful, and also in my studies, I'm able to concentrate more and I'm focused on to my goals. I'm really grateful and I wish a long way ahead and help people all over the world.
So beautiful to be having these youngsters here. So thank you very much, folks. And all of you are wanting to share this deeply. Shweta is saying, I have to see this, that it goes to every youngster. Sirisha is already on a path and significantly. I'm sure Gagan is going to make this happen. Just because Namitaji is coming here and then talking about it, they don't believe Namitaji blindly. You must experiment. Yes, I see here something new. Let me look at it, take it, and see if it serves me. Then make a conclusion, yes, this works. Yes, whatever that she is saying seems like there is something good and expansive that I can take and adopt in my life. The spirit is mysterious, spirit is intelligent, spirit is universal, then latching onto that is difficult. It is there everywhere. But then having a scientific understanding of it will help us to reach the mysterious with more conviction. So we don't give up when things don't work for us. We have the conviction, we have a scientific understanding. So Einstein used to always wonder, was always in awe that the nature laws cannot be random because just too much order is going on out there. And they can't be randomly there, that we just came in as bones and molecules, or just, the trees are growing just randomly, the planets are rotating around the solar system, and the sun is, everything is rotating around the other. They're not random because there's too much order, you saw. So I used to wonder, I was in awe of this whole mysterious thing. They called it intelligence because it's not random. But then he used to think about it, he used his mind, a scientific mind, to understand the mysterious, but then he uses the power of the mysterious to humble the mind. The power of that mystery to humble the mind. Scientific mindset is rational. When people come to conclusions in rural areas or anywhere that earlier used to shout, earlier used to get irritated, earlier I was doing this and it's not yielding results, but now my problems are same, but life seems to be simple. That's scientific analysis and understanding. My problems are same, life becomes simple. That insight has to come. That is an understanding scientifically. You come to your conclusion by looking at it and say, what is happening? What's different? Why is that I'm so happy now, not before? Spirituality is not eliminating problems. Spirituality is simply helping us to go through them as simple experiences. Shubha Ashubha Parityagi. Na hrushyati, na dvesti, na shochati, na khankshati. Shubha Ashubha Parityagi. In Bhagavad Gita is saying, just because when you don't get what you want, and when you don't want, you get unhappy. Or the vice versa. When you get what you want, and you don't get what you don't want, like you don't want death, death won't come, you're happy. It's saying Shubha Shubha Parityagi, become equanimous. That insight will come. Spiritual scientific understanding will move us from good to bad to equanimity. Just by rationalizing a little bit. Because the same good was bad to somebody, the same bad is good to somebody else. So then you come to a little bit understanding, looking at, say, how can something bad here become good suddenly elsewhere? Come to a step back and say, oh, so there's an interpretation of the mind. So I step back and say, why can't I take every experience as adventure, a learning experience? Spiritual scientific mindset. There are no dogmas, neither theories. It is understanding of it. So we look to understand the spiritual, the power of the spirit or the nature of the spirit through scientific methodology, which is through this current understanding of quantum physics and other sciences, and then experimentation of it. Buddha's Quantum Foundation is looking to enhance and create awareness about this spiritual scientific temperament. It means a few things that we always talk about. We are energy at our core, so we are interconnected. We have unlimited potential in me, and I have unlimited potential. So be self-empowered from inside. My thoughts create my outer reality. So you have the key with you. And so become impeccable with your thought and then work through it. Become miraculous in your thought and work through it. This universe, that the entire field is infinite in nature. So there is everything getting created through it. So that's abundance. It is only expanding. So abundance for you and me. And so then have it, when there's abundance for everyone, then don't go after trying to go after somebody else's, minimize somebody, manipulate somebody. Abundance is there. So work with your abundance. Don't go for somebody else. Not necessary. That there is order, there is intelligence is there, then there is order and intelligence. There is a higher intelligence that is too intelligently powering this thing called that spirit or the energy or the field. Recognize and work with it. These are core statements that we look to help everyone understand. Then we operate at a different level. We operate our life differently when we have these understandings. Let's go deep into them after meditation, dear friends. We call it spiritual scientific mindset. We develop the mindset. Then we solve problems differently. We approach our experience differently. So first meditation, we're practicing breath mindfulness meditation. Our goal is to rest the mind, dissolve the mind by emptying the mind of thought, go into the less and less in thought state, and which will eventually lead to empty mind states. When you empty the mind, when you're resting the mind of thought, then slowly, we do that by observing our breath with our eyes closed. So called breath mindfulness meditation or anapanasati meditation. Originally comes from Gautama Buddha. Anapanasati meditation. Call it breath mindfulness meditation, closing your eyes and observing the breath as you see in the picture. Sitting in a sofa or in a chair, feet crossed at ankle, fingers into fingers, hands in your lap, rested comfortably, closing your eyes. Remove the spectacles if you have. Specs removed. Observe your natural breath anywhere in the nose as a reference point, preferably at the middle of the eyebrows, where the nose starts. At that point, you put your attention and observe the natural breath, the natural flow of the breath. Observe that. Going in and coming out, observe slowly. Thoughts are coming down. Mind is going into empty states. That emptiness is energy. So, in my experience, moment, sensation, any kind, witness all of it, observe all of that in that empty state. In case you have thoughts, and thoughts do come, they continue to come for most time, many times. In case there are thoughts and you notice thought, you bring your attention back to the breath and again observe the breath. And again go into that empty state, repeat the process. This is where we spend maximum time, dear friends, and before that, we are practicing a heart elevation process. Just follow my guidance for it is to elevate ourselves into a higher emotion for a few minutes, which helps to go into conducive breath mindfulness meditation. Relax yourself. With your eyes closed, dear friends, relax your body. Dear friends, dear masters, with your eyes closed, specs removed, keep your hands on your chest area and resting your attention on your sacred heart. You feel your beautiful heart. Feel that heart center, center of your emotions, that knows all things about you through its feeling center, which is nurturing all life with its vibrations of compassion, kindness, care, appreciation. Dear friends, with a relaxing breath, with your attention on your sacred heart, I want you to connect with it, feel it, love it, appreciate it, dear friends. Notice it, the center of emotions. Can you move into a higher emotional state of love, of deep joy, of compassion by recollecting an experience from your past, or simply imagine living a beautiful moment in the present? Feel that energy, feel that joy, that kindness, or whatever may be in your imagination, in that experience. And allow yourself to direct that energy, spread that energy onto everything and everyone on this planet. We are all deeply interconnected. Love, compassion, kindness, and joy are the ways to find that connection, to become coherent with each other. be elevated. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap, observe your breath. When you observe your breath, your mind becomes less and less of thought. When you observe your breath, your mind becomes empty. As your mind is becoming empty, you experience that greater stillness within you, that calmness around you. And as the mind is becoming empty, all that energy is channelized into the present moment, developing greater mindfulness. Allowing our body to heal, to function greatly. Allow yourself to experience that emptiness. That blackness. Merge into your breath and allow yourself to go into that deeper calmness inside of you, all around you. That's energy. all emptiness is energy. The field of wisdom. The field of intelligence, of limitless opportunity, of experience. The longer we are with it, stay aware of it, of this emptiness, that light. The more we develop our understanding, the more we move into greater expansive views, intentions, and the more miraculous experiences we draw into our lives. Stay aware of this emptiness. Your divine intelligence. The more you are here in this field, the more one you become, whole you feel. Friends, it is truly an honor and privilege to be living and experiencing this life, to be exploring consciousness at this time of history. Many are not so blessed. Many do not have this opportunity. I express gratitude to all things and everyone for helping you experience this moment, this life. Your gratitude, your parents, teachers, mentors, family, friends, colleagues, everyone in your life. Be grateful to this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals. Gratitude to everything you use, the technology, the system, the companies, governments. Gratitude to yourself and to this intelligent field for helping us experience this life. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Recollect your experiences from the session. And whenever you're ready, keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then open your eyes. Okay, dear friends, hope you enjoy the session. It's all about curiosity and it's about experiential learning, learning through experience and experimentation. Spirituality cannot be kept far and say it is somewhere, it is not for me now, it is for some blissful state only for special people, special things. That's where it lost its charm. That's why many people want to go away from it. Because the myth is created. So only by special people it can be revealed, first of all. And then it is kept so far away from the daily living, then you thought, oh, detach yourself, drop the desire. Drop the desire. Then why are we here then? Why is this intelligent body created to drop the desire? Is the fundamental process of creation. Desire leads to intention. Intention leads to creation. Instead, dropping the attachment to the desire, you say, drop the desire. Now, can I really do that? When there's no meditation, you can't do it. Then you say, drop the desire. But then if you put meditation, add meditation, of course, then you see things through. And so then you drop the attachment to the desire. You say, yes, desire, I want to go create. If it happens, it's great. If it doesn't happen, it's okay too. Because we know with the scientific understanding that what we intend is coming, always, is happening. Patrisi intended that every person on this planet must become a meditator. There will be and there should be pyramids everywhere as places of meditation. From places of worship, they become places of meditation. Now, in his lifetime, in a physical lifetime, in the physical nature, he has not seen them, all right, but he had this intention. He sealed the intention and then he kept dreaming about it, dreaming about it, dreaming about it. By the time his wicked body is set off, that machine that is going in there, creating those ripples, is set off the ripples that are going there and then they're going and they're going and going to do exactly that everyone becomes a meditator, that pyramids are there everywhere on this planet. While he did not see it in his lifetime physically, is it not going to happen? Absolutely it is happening. It is going at a much faster pace than ever before, that everyone is embracing meditation. So no attachment to the desire of creation that is there, but then you simply dream and then wish, because it is the nature law that what you dream is what you create. We just have to expand our thinking towards right intention. A scientific temperament towards spirituality will move us from blind belief and ritual into a scientific experimentation of the same before we adopt or not adopt. A scientific understanding of spirituality will help us to embrace it, move from insane materiality to sane spirituality, sane friendship and understanding. So, what is this understanding? And we've been talking about this in different ways, in tits and bits, and throughout this session, trying to bring the little bit of quantum physics understanding to it. There's so much parallelism between quantum physics now and spiritual science. And the two things that eventually, when this is there, for every leader, for every individual, if they experience that oneness and wholeness, oneness and abundance, two things, I'm whole and I'm one. Two things, that's it. I'm whole, that means I never feel something is lacking. It is there in me. So I just need to recognize that I am that. And that I'm one, it means that I give the same opportunity, allow the same freedom to somebody else as much as I take for myself. I don't take special privilege for me. It's because I'm the father in a family. Leave about a little bit here and there, material comfort and this and that. Those are insignificant. They're not to be not talked about. Instead, we're talking about the way you approach life, approach people, approach colleagues. So this is spiritual intelligence is also can be termed as someone moving from a body-minded to an energy-minded person, a body-minded person to a soul-minded person. If everything is energy and the matter is so little, then why hang on to the body of the matter? Why can't we explore that energy that is infinitely there? Another wisdom nugget. No man can step into the same river twice because it's a new man and a new river. This statement, if it is understood, we must drop all the beliefs that we form, judgments we form about everything and everyone. And Gautama Buddha was hated by many people in his time. Actually, something like this used to happen to Patrizi also, because Patrizi used to be very, very straight, Zen-like. A lot of youngsters, a lot of women were going into meditation, spirituality quite a bit with Patrizi, quite a bit. Because they were the suppressed lot in many ways. In the society of male domination, so there used to be a lot of frustration, anger, and then people used to vent it out onto him in many ways. Patrizi was also direct. People who were eating meat, he would just go after directly, right on the face, because he just really, really cared for them. And so he used to give the jolt, not nicey thing. Namita madam, hey Vignesh, no, please, it's not right, it's not this. He was not like that at all. He used to say a barbarian eating meat. But he had the courage to speak because he had that conviction that everyone must embrace the loving, kind friendship with all animals because he sees that everyone has a soul nature. That means he sees everyone as an energy, that you're very connected. So you're only really harming a part of you by taking the life of something else. You don't know, you don't see it, but you are taking your own hand by yourself. So this statement here is saying that we change constantly. So Gautama Buddha, and then there used to be, and then Patrizi, so used to be constantly, people used to hate. So one person comes and then shouts at Gautama Buddha, because of you, this is happening, youngsters are going away, that and this and that. People are living lives, living families. And he kept quiet, he kept silent. And I'd seen him in Patrizi always When people make comments, they say, how does it matter? I mean, it only represents their mindset, their current mindset. You don't give energy unnecessarily to that by giving a reply. A lot of times we see unwanted responses go in media between politicians, between this and that. If somebody says something, another one has to give a reply. No, otherwise you are like simply keeping quiet doesn't help. Because the mindset is like that for everyone. So you start giving a reply. Sometimes it's so silly to see these replies one going after the other. And they only increase energy one to the other because you're putting your attention. Where you place your attention, they replace your energy and then it flares up. So the philosophy is that don't bother. I mean, if something is being hurled at you, you don't take it, you don't receive it, it has to go back. So the people around Buddha was boiled. I mean, it happened with a TV incident with Patrisi. We were all, many people around him were boiled. Sir, you're not doing anything, you're not saying anything. So I used to say, just do your work. Just do your work. Go out and spread your meditation. You can't right now keep quiet, but just go do your work, spread your meditation. All of this will settle down. Don't have to do. Somebody else does not have an understanding of what you're doing. How can you even go and try to convince? No, not try to convincing. It'll have to drop. And he had operated out of this principle. So Gautam Buddha was asked, and the person is shouting at Buddha, and he didn't say anything. His the followers or disciples or whatever, other masters around him were boiled. And the next day the man comes. Then he says similar things. And he goes, Gautama Buddha tells, what should I do? He is always changing man. I'm a changed person. I was different from yesterday to today. So why should I latch on to what he told me yesterday to talk about and then to give him a reply? Things are changing constantly. He's a changed man, I'm a changed man. That event has happened. It's finished. It's over. Let's only talk from the moment right now. So no judgments and no beliefs that we carry if we understand that everything is constantly changing. Can we give that benefit of doubt to that individual coming in front of us to see them through fresh lens of eyes than the same old lens from yesterday or the 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Why should we hold on to such differences? Can we drop it? Can I look at it and say, a little bit scientific temperament and say, yes, the possibility of their changing is there. So then can I look at that from that understanding and say, look them without judgment and talk through? How can this rule be there? Lack of way, companies have a rule that if somebody did something wrong 10 years ago, it shows up in the career. Is there any meaning to that rule? 10 years ago, they did something and something through references, whatever that you find, that you drop. Does it have any meaning? What somebody did for 10 years ago, would that person have changed fully now? Is there still a meaning to that rule that we put it and say that's the way my system operates? So, dear friends, these need to be examined. Socrates said, an unexamined life is not worth living because you're always repeating the same thing without necessarily seeing if it's serving and not serving. So we constantly examine what we are doing. That is scientific experimentation. While meditation so far, we looked at PQ, physical quotient, intelligence quotient, manifestation quotient, emotional quotient, is developing, then the big circles here into the fifth week, we're covering spiritual quotient, increase an understanding of the spirit, the energy, which eventually lead to meaningful contribution. Whatever we do, we feel that I'm here to uniquely express, and so then I want to express uniquely, so then there is a difference I make. I'm just not here sitting, coming, and then settle in job, develop, produce kids, and make them settle, and so life is over. That's all to life. That's what everyone is doing. That what's different? We ask, who am I? Where am I? Why am I here? What am I doing? What's the purpose? Where is it all coming from? Yeah, these are larger questions. The spiritual quotient getting developed. And so this week is about spiritual quotient, next week about service quotient. That must lead towards greater service. These two quotients we cover in this week and next week. So SQ, then we explain it in 5 ways and through science terms. Everyone is part of me. Everyone is part of me. There is unlimited potential in me. My reality is by me. Abundance for everyone and everywhere. There is higher intelligence helping me. 5 statements. The first one, everyone is part of me. There's an interconnection that we're talking about. Quantum physics is saying we are less matter, more energy. And nearly all of it is energy. In that session in week 3 under the manifestation quotient, talked through that double-slit experimentation, went into the detail of molecules to atoms to subatomic particles, all emptiness and energy is all interconnected. That's day 15 talk in this program. So the understanding we see that is we all really deep inside is the energy, 99.99999% energy and then less matter. And then all energy is interconnected, not separate. It is significantly interconnected with each other because energy as wave, nature used to connect and then become one, like water vapor, like light bulbs of light. As we're all connected to each other in the energy because we are fundamentally that tiny matter and the matter only comes with observation. So by default, we are one. And in meditation, we experience that oneness, that connection, because we experience the feel, the whole feel, that energy. So then, should it lead towards oneness? That separateness that we feel, we move into oneness. That means what? That means that we have more empathy, that discussed about emotional intelligence. We are a little more empathy to everyone. Be considerate to their situations. Just because somebody comes late to office, don't just go after them. Just because somebody could not perform and cause something, material loss, do not kill them. Material loss, when it is understood through the spiritual scientific temperament that there is abundance there, okay, I can recreate it. Recreate it. One of our masters in Dubai, they were doing business with a partner. The partner cheated, they lost everything. Now, of course, they went through their share of the suffering or whatever, but then that led them towards spirituality, to the great concepts of abundance, to recreate. And so they recreated greatly everything. Didn't sit and cry and then say, okay, this is not happening to me. Why is this poor thing happening to me? They recreated everything and much more. So then wealth can be recreated. So that's not the end of it all. So we become more tolerant when we develop this understanding through meditation. Separateness to oneness comes, and oneness means more consideration, more empathy, and then looking at the other person as you, as your family member. Just the way we reach out to them when tough situations, just the way we put a family members often their experience before us or along with ours. We do the same to everybody. If this principle is understood, the boundaries of countries will collapse, must collapse. I loved a recent sharing by Vishal Lakhani, Mind Valley founder. Beautifully wrote, there's all immigration issues that there only because we artificially create boundaries, only because we're trying to protect resources are limited. And so then you have all of these to not move from place to place and have restrictions because you feel that some immigrant will come and then take it away. I feel some elements will come and then create all kind of unrest and this and that, various aspects of it. But then the whole understanding and argument and discussion is that it's such a minuscule thing. It's such a minuscule thing that it hardly has any difference at all for this immigration to even ever exist, that this must collapse, which is true. When oneness is achieved, whether one family, one world, whatever, all this comes only when this point is understood, experienced. Understanding is there. It's the fourth chakra concept. Love and compassion and cooperation will flourish. Is understanding is there with the fourth chakra. Is an intellectual understanding is there. You know that yes, it is good to love, it's good to be friendship, embrace friendship. It is good to be together, cooperate with each other, do things. It's good understanding is there, but not experience. And so when situations come, like a COVID kind of situations come, suddenly everyone drops things and closes borders and say, no, I need to take care of me. And then that's where they go. They drop, suddenly the oneness part of it is dropped. Normally, if things are going right with that understanding, you can work. But when tough situations come, that understanding goes unless it is experienced. So that means meditation is the way. They have to experience. They have to drop the body and then experience the energy, experience the connection every day. How many people feel from the time you started here in the day 1 to today, after day whatever 29 or so, that you are a little more tolerant, a little more considerate, a little more when situations come, people shout, people do few things, irritate things. They were causing a lot of irritation before. Now they don't cause that much irritation. That's the beginning of the change. How many people feel that way? Please open the chat. Please write that. When you feel less irritated, when you feel less judgmental, when you feel less and less of those, that means you're moving towards oneness, dear friends. Just as natural it is for you to not feel, not judge your child, no matter what they do, this becomes their nature towards everybody too. So more cooperation. When oneness feeling is there, you have more cooperation. Companies flourish. Team members, this whole teamwork, team building exercise and activities we are doing, give them some meditation, and so then team building will come very, very naturally. They don't try to cut each other. They know to help each other. They say, his success is my success. You'll embrace it. Others' experience becomes your experience in oneness state. Just the way, if my child, a father or a mother, when a child is succeeding, child is growing, they feel so good. They don't feel the need to become that again because they're embracing their success as theirs. And in case of oneness and wholeness feeling, then it's the same thing. You start embracing other success as yours. So then teamwork, team building happens naturally. You look at it and say, yes, if he succeeds, my team will win and then I'm winning. They're no longer me there because I am seeing everything as me. Isn't it beautiful? That world must come. It is coming. That's why every corporate looking to grow, build a great team, look to adopt meditation. This concept comes experientially. That oneness concept. The field has infinite possibilities. This is the quantum physics understanding, right? We saw everything is energy. Electrons, neutrons are also energy. They're oscillating and vibrating as energy, waiting to become matter through somebody's observation. But the potential is infinite. Infinite combinations of them exist out there. All the electrons, neutrons, all the particles, which are particles without our waves, waiting there as energy in the field is an infinite combination. Any combination you take then becomes an experience. A company can shut down because of poor choices, decisions. Company can linger around with losses for a little bit loss, and then somewhere get money and then continue. A company can become positively there influencing with profits. A company can miraculously grow. All possibilities exist. Apply to individual in every situation. Everything is possible. A little bit scientific temperament will tell you that yes, nothing is not possible. Everything is possible because there's no way you can say it's impossible to something can happen. That's a very fixed mindset. You just step back a little bit and say, yeah, anything can happen. Tomorrow, anyone here can become, can they become a prime minister? This tomorrow is a problem. Can anybody here become prime minister? The answer is yes. Can anybody here become a greater scientist? The answer is yes. Even somebody at 70 years, what does it take to find and discover an invention? It all takes a moment. In a sleep, you come out. In a meditation session, you come out and give something beautiful. Some invention comes to you, and then go and talk about it, implement it. Doesn't matter. Age no bar for invention, right? So, with the moment you understand that the possibilities are there infinite, and the potential is there for everyone, you are the whole. You have unlimited energy. You have infinite will. Is there a limit to the will that you can develop? There's no limit to the will you can develop. It's only in us. Potential is there. So when this understanding comes, dear friends, then we stop saying no to things. We start saying yes to life in many, many ways. Unlimited potential. Companies grow. A person who has got the spiritual scientific mindset person is not saying no immediately, not trying to protect their backs, not in the survival mode anymore. They come out and say, let's explore. Here is an opportunity coming in our way. It can sound very difficult at the beginning based on the past, but the past is dissolved. So they're looking in a fresh pair of eyes and say, wait a minute, they're asking me to deliver something very, very new generation, new technology here where my team and me have hardly anything about it, know anything about it. A person who's got this mindset is saying that possibility of we mastering it and then going into it is there. So let me look at it before I say no to it. You become solution oriented because you know that it is possible to achieve. Potentials are unlimited. So you seek newness. Anyone who has this understanding seeks newness because it's all possible. And it's all there within you. First of all, the possibility is infinite. Then you look for newness. You don't say no to things. That's what makes the environment vibrant. When you make an environment, you go into an office and it's all very routine, boring, going through, then there's no newness. It's boring. People don't grow. But when there is creativity, when you're changing things, when you know that, yes, I can embrace new possibilities, new projects, new technology, new way of doing things. And so then you are allowing creativity, vibrant environment. You're allowing imperfections to happen. Many things happen to your friends. And the third thing is that when you have an understanding that my thoughts create reality, which is the cornerstone of this. So then the third thing is that when you understand that my thoughts create reality, observation manifests possibility from the quantum physics, then all this unlimited potential can come out by me. People help me, great. If they don't help me, I am empowered to take it forward. This is your third chakra. This is third element, empowerment. Empowered from inside, fully, because that experience is there. Observation manifests possibility, experiment it, you know it, and so then you go forward, take action. You'd like to do something new. You like to go into Himalayas for spend some time. Now, normally look for company. You don't have company, you'll go because you recognize and say, you can do it. You'll attract things, the right company will come to you. That's how you start. You don't start and saying, no company, I don't do. Instead, you put now the Horse before the cart. And you are the horse, and you know you can pull the cart. And so, yes, I'm going to use my thought to attract the right company. And so then I go forward and doing my trekking expedition. That's how it works. Everything starts with a thought. And so you're more empowered. You're no longer saying it's you are not cooperating, this person is not cooperating, they're not helping me, this is the system is stopping me. All this blame game will stop in an organization. Yes, or somebody says, okay, something happening, okay, let me just see what I can do go here. Or you take ownership. Take ownership. That's how things start. That's how great projects start. That's how great moments started. Right? If Patriji thought that no one person, how can I do a sit and do, and I'm come from some village area, how can you think of making everyone in the planet meditate? But he's so deeply empowered from inside, and so he started. He believed the thought creates reality. He started, and it spread like wildfire. It goes. We started as a small movement, and so it grows. But that's a quantum foundation. It's there with everyone. So blame to ownership, dear friends. An organization where blame is there, it changes to ownership. Because I am empowered, I'll take it forward. These divisions in my company don't cooperate, they play politics. No problem. Let's do this forward. We will, because we have the understanding that with my persistent thought, positive thought, not getting swayed by how many politics and how many ways the people want to pull you down, you will win because you're not concerned about time there. You move forward with persistently pursuing the same people who play politics with them. You have better emotional quotient, segregation. So they trigger your buttons, but then you're still going after them, going to them, talking to them, whatever is necessary. You pursue it because you have fundamental belief that what I'm looking for, I'm absolutely going to attract and begin doing the change. This has to come through experientially, and it has to be understood scientifically. That is the third quotient. The fourth one, dear friends, is about competition, is about manipulation and dominance. When you recognize abundance is there, well, ultimately it's all about resources, right? It's all like a lot of countries about resources. I have to become promoted. I have to grow, not them. And I have to accumulate all of it. And because I see that there are limited of them are there, right? I see they're only limited. Oh, there is only one promotion. So then somehow I want to go and then get that promotion before the other guy. I stop sharing things with others and then keep it close to you and then go and only approach the manager about things, not to anybody else at all. That's how you think is a way to get your promotion because others are disadvantaged. It's at the expense of others because you believe fundamentally there's only one promotion. But in the field, abundant opportunity is there. Who knows? Do you know that there is a second promotion, second job is not created for you? Do you know? A company is suddenly acquiring another one, merger is happening, so you get more positions created. Laterally, there are so many positions are there. If it's your experience, that promotion experience can come from anywhere. So you don't go after one as a resource scarcity. So scarcity goes away, you come to an understanding abundance, understanding comes in. Unlimited opportunity, because the field is saying it's all there infinitely ever expanding. The more you think and then feel, you create it. So you apply that concept and create than to go after somebody else's food. Let them grow, you grow. Competition drops from that perspective, not in trying to win from somebody, instead is to create from originally. You express your uniqueness, and so with that you go and then add value, and so then you gain your whatever that is. You don't try to cut onto somebody, not necessary. A market is mature rather than trying to kill competition in unproven, in predatory ways. You drop them and then you go after something else. That's what you do. The concept of abundance means that there is everyone has got enough. So I will go after creating mine than to take away from somebody. When this understanding is there, dear friends, all these countries that fight on resources, all the organizations fight for businesses, a lot of them drop the notion of killing competition. Instead, they look for bringing their innovation speciality out so that then it becomes unique for a person to choose based on their needs. Then last thing, dear friends, is that spiritual scientific understanding is that you tune in from mind to heart. That means you are talking, it said there is an energy out there. Einstein's understanding that it's not random. There's far too greater intelligence because there's so much order in these macro bodies, billions and billions of stars and galactic system, and so many things are rotating one around the other without crashing into each other so much. It's not randomly existing. There all got to be some order is there. Something is maintaining the order. All right. So there is higher intelligence. And so be humbled. Don't think that I'm the one, the superior, the super, and everything is happening through me. That egoistic nature goes away, and then become humble, and then look for some intelligence there. Take that help from the intelligence. And I've experienced many ways. When you use the word miracle, this so miraculously happened. I thought about it and came in front of me. Okay, one person random. If 1,000 meditators do, and 1,000 meditators say that I think about something comes in front of me, and then it is keep repeating, then it's not random. It's got to be something out there. It is producing it consistently for everybody, the same experience. Right? There are miraculous experiences. And so there is an intelligence there, and then surrender to it and take its help. We call it intuition. We call it the meditation message. Take that help. That help is giving you a right direction. It's like that air traffic controller giving the direction to every flight. Individually, everyone may be frustrated inside because my flight is not landing. But the traffic controller knows who needs to be landed most because somebody needs doctor assistance, somebody has something has less fuel, or whatever. So they give the right order and attention, so they give that order. So can't we wait to be for our order? That's heart intelligence. So we take that intelligence, so we're not in a hurry, we take the help of it, and then we move in with the right decisions, which are more inclusive in nature for everyone. When we take this attitude, that means we develop intuition. Right, friends? So the whole understanding must come for every leader to say that no, that's all nonsense, nothing is there. Is we just what we think is what we create is there, dear friends, but the intelligence is there. Meditation makes a great connection to bring out miraculous possibility, things that we don't know the solutions can come. So, in conclusion, with the spiritual scientific mindset, there is a whole new self created. A leader who is an old self feels separate and say, okay, I have to protect me and my team, and this is going to be a tough battle, moves into oneness to come to a great cooperation with each other. They're constantly, saying no to things in an organization. They're saying not necessarily no anymore, instead saying, let me explore. And they're saying simply, okay, repeat and then just be done, to an attitude of, no, let me make it more interesting for people, creative minded. No blame game. They're taking ownership. I'm more empowered as I take ownership, and then I don't sweep things under the carpet. I've got to go and then work with people to get things done, to point things if they're not right in the appropriate way. I'm more emotionally balanced, and so then I can have the dialogue with them. I have abundance consciousness, so that I have this least attitude bothered about what competition is, how they're gaining market. Instead, I look at competition and say, what new thing they are doing beautifully? How can I be more inspired through their innovation? So I do that. So use competition for innovation, that not to compete and kill. Use others for innovation. Don't feel threatened by others' growth. Instead, others' growth might inspire us to be something similar. That's what this scarcity to abundance thinking is. Stop seeding poison when somebody new comes into your team and say, this person is this way, that person is this way, they are this way. But that's at the expense of you trying to gain points, at the expense of somebody else. That's not going to help. It's only create more separation about individuals. Yes, sir, recognize you have abundance. What are you looking for? And so then there's no point seeding poison into others. Instead, you embrace yourself with your own goals and then seek help. That's how you go into abundance. And then mind to heart. And so then seek their help from this intelligence so that we take more friendly decisions, decisions that are more caring and inclusive for everyone. Decisions that are going to help you miraculously. In my case, because I was paying close attention when our company was looking for acquisition, and then the more I looked for it, and then we got a lead from a company that was not doing any business at all with us. For a rational mind, it is impossible to say that that will be the partner which will acquire us. Because the rational mind is saying you only can be successful with the people known to you. And here somebody totally unknown comes in, but I had to allow that to happen as a CEO. So I did, because that that guidance is there. It's okay. Because if I took the decision, it didn't happen, it means a lot in terms of resources on a small company. But you had to have the guts to take that call and say, let's go with that opportunity. Because you're investing a lot of resource into the opportunity to get explored as a potential acquisition target. But I had to take the call. But then I took the call and said, let's go with it. Even though they don't do business, they can be an acquirer, because I suddenly saw that message, that see as a message. And the conviction improves. That's guidance from the higher intelligence, which you see, and then you go embrace it with a belief, with the trust in the process that it's going to go through. When you meditate, only you can take such calls, because you will be trusting. You know that this is all real. This is not something false, fabricated, and it's all randomly happening, because consistently experience it. And so nobody can take your experience away. And so you have a conviction to believe into your intuition abilities and then take decisions, no matter how much impact, financial impact it can have. So thank you very much, dear friends. And with this understanding that unconditional friendships developed and abundance created for everyone, that's what all countries are looking for. Peace is there with friendship. Growth is there with abundance thinking. So both are there. Spiritual scientific understanding. Every leader, when they possess, we have a great planet. Thank you very much, dear friends. So we will have some topics, very important topics, later this week, on 6 spiritual science theories, giving a little bit perspective of this nature of spirit, a little bit in the scientific terms and rational terms. Again, everything I want to explore that way. All right. Rather than as woo concepts to believe, we want to explore a bit little rationally. Some of those concepts are there about law of reincarnation, law of cause and effect, karma, and then many other aspects are there. We cover them in the rest of the week. Thank you. Yes, Namita madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Again, very enriching session. And now, dear friends and masters, today being Monday, it is time for the book clubs. Reader grows with the book and the book grows with the reader. And today's track is Conversation with God by Neil Donald Walsh. True masters are those who have chosen to make a life rather than a living. Timings are: morning session is from 8:15 to 9:15 a.m. IST, and evening session timings are from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. You can join any of the session or even both the sessions. Thank you.
Okay, dear friends. So thank you all. If there is a question, I will take after this closure. I'll be there for another few minutes. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, friends. Anybody has a question? Anybody would like to share? Hope this was useful. Spiritual scientific mindset is what we look for. It'll help us break away from our limiting mindset. If anybody is interested to share your experience so far or have something that connects to you, please do. Especially those who have not shared so far, it will also help. I'm sure there's something that is changed for you. Okay. There's nothing, this one are no questions. Let's meet back again tomorrow as we continue this journey. All right. Thank you.
All is well, I can rest.